So, when you decided to make the very bold decision to go on Joe Rogan and have a conversation that I'm sure a lot of people told you not to have, what was your motivating factor for putting yourself in harm's way or right in like the in front of the firing squad, so to speak?
Joe Rogan's a great guy, but I have to tell you, he was really late to the party. Remember in 2020, I was one of the first people in the United States to have an investigation into a drug application and a grant to treat COVID-19. I already published the very first treatment study of how to treat COVID-19 at home. I testified in the Senate in probably the most recognized Senate hearings of 2020 on early treatment as the lead witness, November 19th, 2020. And then Joe Rogan is over a year late, a year and a half late. And he reached out to me in November of 2021.
Mm.
And I said, "Where have you been?" And, I was busy. He goes, wanted me to come down to Austin. Finally, we negotiated. I came on a show. But by that time, there was so much data. I told Joe and the Spotify producers, I said, "I'm coming down with my laptop and we're just going to go over the data. Everything I'm going to say is going to be data driven on the slides." And I tell you, Rogan's jaw dropped because now he realized how late he was to the party and how overwhelming it was that there was intentional suppression of treatment. And we have dangerous values that are being pushed by the governments across the world. And we finished. He looked like he looked shell shocked when we were done.
I mean, that was a heavy episode, and I think probably one of the main reasons that he was maybe late to the conversation, like a lot of people, is there wasn't access to anything, right? People like yourself were getting censored and shut down. You were kind of being written off as not like you individually, but like anyone that was outspoken against this collective narrative is just a quack. It's the easiest way to like try to take any credentials away, any authority, or I don't know, like all of your credibility essentially. So it would be like, how can I attack
Well,
his character and his credentials?
I disagree with that a little bit.
Okay.
It's not like people didn't know. I mean, when there's a home treatment guide and millions of people are getting treatment for COVID, and there's U.S. Senate hearings, that break all records, it immediately gets censored off YouTube. But as soon as something gets censored, it becomes incredibly amplified.
Hmm.
And then I go on Tucker Carlson, and Tucker Carlson goes absolutely nuts and goes on a 2-year tear about what in the world's going on. Rogan was late, more than 6 months late after Tucker Carlson.
Hmm.
So it's like, what? I mean, you actually have to be either not paying attention to big things going on or you have to be scared.
Hmm.
And that would be, if I went back on Rogan right now, I would ask that question. What was it? Were you completely in the dark or were you scared?
Mm.
Neither one is good because, he's a great podcaster, a great guy. I like him. But the bottom line is podcasters ought to be aware of big things going on. I set all records on Rogan's show. I beat Elon Musk. No one's ever come close. Afterwards, I mean,
Wow.
he should know. Obviously, the Spotify producers threatened his contract. Prince Harry got involved. Neil Young, President Biden, Jen Psaki. I think everybody's waking up. The people who get credit are the people who woke up really early and they stayed on it all the way.